I used to pray for times like this, days like this, times like this. They didn't believe in us. What should we do? What more do you want? Finals MVP, we have it. Championship, we have it.
Hey!
What else do you want from the Celtics? My goodness. They were like, have you ever seen a championship in your life? Now, yes, I have. Talk to me nice. What would they say now? What would they say now?
Immediately the final whistle went. I knew we couldn't contain these Celtics fans. And I mean, kudos to them. They are champions. Yeah, welcome to the Putback Show. And just like Teddy said, the battle has been done. There's only one team left standing. And for all the opposition, all we say is raise our hands and congratulate them. Congratulations to the 2024 NBA champions, the Boston Celtics, who have gone through a lot of criticism. And that they weren't battle tested. And that the Mavericks have the best player. They have the best two players. All of that chat aside, they've been able to do it. That's what we are getting into today. The discussion of how Game 5 went and how, in fact, all of the whole playoff run for the Boston Celtics have gone on the Putback Show. My name is Slimore. I'm joined with, the last time I said overjoy or steady. This time, I don't know the word to use.
The winner.
He's through the roof. I'm joined with Teddy as we'll be doing the breakdown on the Putback Show. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you're enjoying these ones. And kindly subscribe to the channel as well. NBA champions. Yesterday, when you knew that you guys were winners because you guys led like 20 something points around the third quarter, you knew everything was there. What was going through your mind at that point?
It was honestly surreal. It felt like is it happening? Because we've been knocking on the door for so long. 5 Eastern Conference Finals, and then 2 this our second finals, and it's been long. We should have won. Maybe in 2020 we should have gone to the finals.
In 2022 they had that chance where
we should have. 2022 we had the chance. 2020 we had the chance, and then now it is our chance. And we were up by 3-0. They came up. They made it 3-1, and it felt like they had the momentum. But then when you come to TD Garden, you can never go wrong. So the feeling has been amazing for us.
The Boston Celtics. Since the league started, you know what? There's one thing about watching sports, or in fact, let me just relate it to basketball. Watching the NBA is, you know in your mind that they're a very good team, but you're trying to convince yourself. For the opposition like myself, I'm trying to convince myself these Celtics will bottle it. These Celtics are not good enough. These Celtics will do something, but you know in your heart, you've been watching them. They were the number 1 team in the NBA in the regular season for a reason. There's a reason for that. There's the reason they have almost every team in a chokehold every single time they play them. There's a reason why every single team fears them. There's a reason why they lost just 3 games in the playoffs, in the whole of the playoff series. That's just so impressive. I mean, a few years time, we'll look back on this and say, wow, the Boston Celtics really did their job.
Amazing. And everyone is glazing and talking about Jason Tatum, Brown, and the other guys, but then shout outs to Derek White, because he was one of the good additions for Celtics. He's a Swiss Army knife. He can score. He can rebound. He can pass. He can score. What can't he do for? He can defend. Like, he can do everything. You can plug him into anywhere and you survive, unless maybe the defender he's defending is bigger than him. And over the years, from 2017 when he came into the league to now, you've seen the growth, how he has become a volume shooter. And I think when he entered into the Celtics, or when he came to Celtics, he started shooting and getting his confidence in being the shooter, because he's a point guard, but then now he's a shooting guard. How did that happen? It's the confidence, because once you come, we give you the confidence, and then now he's shooting volumes of numbers. And shout out to him, because the things he does, you see, sometimes when you look at players like Derek White, their numbers don't reflect what they do on the court. But
it's not always in the box score.
It's not always on the box score, but their influence is so huge.
Like Joe Holiday.
There were so many games where he decided the game. So many times he decided the game, not just in the playoffs, but in the regular season. And he has been so impactful. So shout out to Derek White. It's very, very, very big sign.
And you know what? When you're looking at the Boston Celtics and other championship teams, other made championship teams, it doesn't look like the Boston Celtics went and handpicked the best.
True.
Because they're quiet on the San Antonio Spurs. Nobody was really giving him an eye. The Celtics looked at him and said, okay, he will work. That's why you have to give huge shout outs to the general manager and everybody that made that trade. In fact, made that trade make sense. Porzingis at the time at the Washington Wizards, he was injury prone. You didn't know if he will work. They went for him and it worked. I think the only big one there was Drew Holiday. They really made that big trade with Drew Holiday. And shout out to everybody on the Boston Celtics. I mean, it has been coming for a while now. But finals MVP, like we predicted, Jaylen Brown.
True.
And you know what? If the Dallas Mavericks have actually won Game 5, and with that performance that they don't put out in Game 5 and went to Game 6, and Tatum had replicated that one in Game 6, they would have probably have to change their mind.
That's very true.
But Jaylen Brown also did extremely well in Game 5, and kudos to them. Let's just go a little bit into that game. The Celtics came out of the gates and they were looking like, yeah, we want you to ring us right now.
Yeah.
We don't want to go back to Dallas. So the intensity from them was just amazing. I mean, Jayson Tatum offensively, you could see he was getting back his groove. And that's always one worry for the Dallas Mavericks. Because even the games that Tatum and Brown or even Holiday was struggling on the offensive end, they were still close and they were still winning. True. And now they were hitting shots. We knew that was going to be over.
Oh, very true. And when you compare game 5 to game 4 for the Dallas Mavericks, you can see a little bit of difference because they weren't moving the ball well, and there were too many 1-2 dribbles as compared to game 4. Because in game 4, I think when Dante Exum was the one handling the ball, bringing the ball up on offense, there was this pace. There was this pace because once he brings the ball, gives it to Luka just 1-2 dribbles, look for the other man, just park. The ball was moving. It was moving. And once you are able to keep the defense in rotation, they are going to slip up because there will always be one man open and then you can shoot the ball. And I felt like they weren't shooting the ball well. Dallas wasn't shooting the ball well, even though they had opportunities to shoot. I think the only one who was shooting well was Josh Green.
Josh Green came and he was like 4 for 4 from 3. Yeah.
And I think Kyrie had two threes.
Even at that time, it looked like garbage time at best because at that time it looked like the Celtics had already killed momentum. And I was coming to that. Kyrie Irving, we need to have serious conversations. In an NBA Finals, you had the most experience on the Dallas Mavericks team, and you had just one good game that was very unacceptable. Very unacceptable. And I'm heavily disappointed because the Mavericks need him to win as well. But for the Dallas Mavericks, they'll look back on this and say, nobody gave us a chance and we got to the finals. We can do same next year. And hopefully they're able to do that, even though the Western Conference is getting tougher and tougher. The likes of Ja and Co are all coming back. But hey, it's celebratory time for the Boston Celtics. They've done what they were supposed to do. Jayson Tatum says, what are you going to say now?
and you see, I feel like the Mavericks were ahead of schedule because this is the first full season Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic have played together, and then they added pieces, and I felt like the vision was for they should see what will happen in the postseason, and then next season we go. But then they went ahead of schedule, beat the Clippers, beat the Timberwolves, beat the Thunder, and then now they were in the final. So it was kind of a shock for them because I'm not sure it was in their long-term plan that they should go to the finals. Maybe we've added this kind of pieces. Next season, we'll have them play the full season, and then we'll see how the roster goes. But then now, they just zoom into the playoffs, and I hope they can replicate it because now the West is going to get tougher, like you said. The East is going to get tougher because Bucks is coming. I've heard rumors.
Hopefully, the injured players will stay.
Rumors of Philly adding players. Miami is will also improve on their roster. And one thing I want to ask about Luka Doncic, there's been so many criticisms about his game, and these things weren't coming up anytime during the regular season, during the playoffs, but just after 5 games, it looks like everyone has been able to dissect his game. What do you think about what people are saying?
It just kind of reminds me a few years back about James Harden on the Houston Rockets. That quintessential offensive player who is a liability on defense
True.
because he cannot guard and he can be targeted. It kind of feels like that now. But to get over the hump, you have to be able to beat those allegations. So I think it's a big learning curve for him. Hey, this is the very first time he's been to the finals actually. So it's a big learning curve for him. I think if he's able to handle this pressure, go into another time, it could definitely be a good time for him. But congratulations to the Dallas Mavericks as well. Like Teddy said, it will look like they were ahead of schedule. They've done excellent things. And of course, we'll have to close it out with saluting everybody on the Boston Celtics.
One last thing. On talking about defense for Luka Doncic, because if you look at every superstar, everyone who wants to win a championship, they are good on defense, that they are good on offense.
Are you sure about that?
No, like maybe 80% of them. Not everyone. Maybe 70% of them. Look at Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown's defense wasn't that good.
Yeah,
and then he put
you've okay, but we've got all-time greats that weren't great on defense. Like last year, Nikola Jokic wasn't the best on defense.
He wasn't the best.
Last 2 years, Stephen Curry wasn't the best on defense. But the thing is, that is where you need the guys around him to be extremely good. So for the Dallas Mavericks, all I'm looking for them to improve is find a big that can space the floor for them. Because that was a big problem for them. Gafford and Lively, because they made it they made it so easy for the Boston Celtics to guard
them. True.
So if they get a big that can space the floor, which I thought would be Maxi Kleber, it didn't work out for them. So if they find that good, but of course, Luka will have to improve because we did even see Steph Curry at some point improving on defense.
Yes,
he was moving his feet. So I kind of agree with you on that one.
There are so many players who, if the thing is, if you actually want to win, you need to contribute something on defense. At least maybe you are good.
Game 4, we actually saw him really do on.
Maybe you are good in drawing fouls. Maybe you are good in steals. Maybe something. Because a little history. 1980, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar goes down. A rookie.
Magic
Johnson comes in, steps into the center row,
position, and
game 6,
delivers.
and then delivers. This is something you need to learn. Defense is a part of the game, and I think if he's able, because we've seen glimpses of
that's the thing. And the Magic Johnson he just mentioned is almost at the same size as Luka. Luka is bigger than most of the guards, so you have to be able to defend those type of situations. So I kind of agree with Teddy here. I'll let Teddy end it because they are champions. And Charlie, let's just get down with the video. Like, I'm tired of these Celtics fans everywhere turn green.
They didn't believe in us. They thought we wouldn't come this far. That's life. Believe in yourself. Don't give up on your dreams. You'll get there. Don't forget to subscribe to this video. Click on the notification bell. Click on the like button. And we'll be here for you with more videos.